that you dream of will disappear and flutter on. Whoa, hold on just a little. We'll meet right here in the middle ground is where we'll stand. Let go of the riddle, 'cause you'll find life is a riddle that we're not meant to understand. But I'm so
We did it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream. Now tonight it's been a bit of a hectic evening for me because I was supposed to be doing a live show with Luke Thomas, who's an Ipswich Town player. But if you do follow me on Instagram, you will know why he's not coming on. Next week, however, we've got a very, very big guest lined up for the show. Okay, now this is a new show that I'm bringing out on Friday evenings. Okay, it's called the Griffriday podcast. But I'm not going to be on my own. I'm going to be joined by the boys, okay? Because a lot of people really enjoy all of the lads on Saturdays and Tuesdays. So I decided to bring out a little podcast Friday nights. It may not be every Friday, but it's going to be Fridays where we are all available. We are aiming to get on Ipswich Town legends, and we're going to try and get on some current players. However, obviously, with the situations going on at the moment, it's very hard to. Anyway, 78 of you are in here right now. Please remember, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. As you can see down below, we've got to talk about the Ipswich Town takeover, the Paul Cook situation, and we are going to do a little preview for Doncaster Rovers tomorrow. Because we will be live tomorrow. We are every Saturday and Tuesday for the games. But boys and girls, share the stream around. Let's try and get 100 people in here for this show. Okay, it's the first one ever. If you've got any questions for either of us lads, get them in the comments and we'll try and answer through them. Right, we're going to get the boys in. So we've got DJ Smithy.
What's up?
We've got Ramondo.
Hey, everybody.
And we've got Coxie.
Right.
Harvey Bolton. Boys, where's Harvey gone? Where's Harvey gone?
Sundown.
Anyway. Boys, we've got a lot to talk about, all right? What I want to start with is the Hull City game on Tuesday, okay? Smithy's enjoying his food. What are you eating, Smithy?
Revels, bro.
Revels, love it!
It's not an ad.
Right, boys, I want to start off with the Hull City game, okay? Obviously, we won 1-0. We were away. What did you make of the performance on Tuesday night? What are you laughing at?
Sorry. No, it's just a comment I just saw. Sorry, go on.
Oh, no.
Who wants to start?
I thought, well, I didn't obviously watch it, but you boys did.
Yeah.
But it's a win against a very, well, I wouldn't say a very good Hull team because from what you boys were saying, they were quite poor, but we take under the belt. Hopefully we go again tomorrow and who knows where we might, what we might get.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, like that victory was like, I think definitely one of our best, if not our best performance of the season so far. I don't think really we played as well as that and been that convincing to watch all season until probably that game last night. And to nick a goal there and win there for the first time in 14 attempts, I think, since we played them away. It's just amazing, really. It's an amazing feeling that we can break our duck and win the game like that. But also, it proves now that going forward, because we've got that really hard running. You know, I don't think any of us expected to get 4 points out of the six we could have got, considering we had Oxford and Hull together. Literally, I don't think I would have said about 4 points at all. But I thought the performance itself was very good. There's a lot to be improved on still, don't get me wrong, but I think a massive result, and that could really cement our season if we can carry it on and get a win at the weekend.
Yeah, 100%. Coxie, what did you make of it?
Well, the win.
Yeah, against Hull. Performance as well.
Yeah, it was a pretty good performance by most of the players. To be fair, they all played pretty well, and There's 3 points that we need to build on. We want to make that playoff push.
Do you think we can build on it?
If we
Do
go
you
into the
lads-
game with
do
the
you-
right mentality and start well, then yeah, 100%.
Do you
This
think
can't
it's
be
a
like
sign
a
of
fluky win,
Go on.
really. We have to build on it, But yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So you boys all see it as a sign of things to come, yeah?
Hopefully.
Well, if we play with two up front and keep with the same team we played last time out, I don't see why we can't be challenging up there. I know we've been very, let's say, adamant we're not going to make playoffs, but I mean, we never win games in hand for some reason recently. But you know what? I think the thing is, we just have to step up now. We've got the opportunity to win 2 games in hand, and hopefully just keep a good run going. I think because we haven't had that good a run since the start of the season.
Yeah. Harvey, what are you on about? Sacked by the Griff. Harvey, get on. We're waiting for you, mate. All right, we're waiting. There's always one in there. Anyway, boys, I think we're going to move on then to the all-important topic, which has been going around today. It's been everywhere. We're going to read through some articles right now. I'm going to get them up on the screen for you all. So I'm going to read through these, and you can read through them yourselves. So the first one is from Matt Slater, who's a BBC reporter. He's put all change at Ipswich. Businessman Brett Johnson is leading a £17.5 million takeover. Marcus Evans effectively wipes the club's £100 million debt. And Paul Cook is lined up to replace Lambert. So that was Matt Slater on Twitter. We've got TWTD as well. Their article's in the middle. The words are very small, but they've put TWTD understands Town's US-backed takeover could happen as soon as next month. As reported yesterday, speculation regarding a takeover at Portman Road has been circulating for a couple of days. For a couple of weeks, but it is more advanced than has previously been suggested. We understand the deal, which would have the club change hands to a US-based group, is worth 30 million. But looking at Matt Slater's tweet, it's a little bit different. Okay, so it might have changed. Current owner Marcus Evans, who is set to write off his debt, which will now have climbed to around £100 million, is understood to be keeping a 5% stake in Town, presumably so he could potentially make profit from if we do go up to the Premier League. And then we'll finally read on to Andrew Moon's tweet on Twitter. He just replied to the Athletic UK's tweet. He's basically just put fascinating story. Paul Cook heading to Ipswich Town. He is a commentator for Pompey, and obviously Paul Cook, he's got links with Pompey. So, boys, what do you make of that?
Just a quick question. Well, not a question as well, but I was speaking to a mate earlier, and he's been reading on the situation. Apparently, if we do get taken over, Paul Lambert is not going until his contract is up.
Really?
Yep.
What? So 4 years? Another 4 years?
But he's not been here. He's been here longer than that, hasn't he?
It's been here.
No.
It's been here for 2 years.
2. No?
Yeah, but he's got a contract till 2025, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Then another 4 years.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, but if that's all part of the plan, though, if that like we saw there, like what Matt Slater put on, if it's part of the plan that Paul Cook comes in, then surely they must already be wanting to know how much he would be worth to get rid of, and then getting obviously Paul Cook in as part of the whole change up. They must know how much he must be worth to get rid of, surely, to pay him off. If they make a statement like that.
There's too many stories floating about everywhere.
There is.
It's up here, it's down here, it's up here, it's down here, it's up here, it's down here. The only people that know is Lambert, probably Evans, and this USA business owner.
Yeah.
They're the ones that know. No one else knows.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you make of the articles, Rondo?
I think they're like anything, like today, my housemate told me about the Athletic because I was in the middle of doing something today, and then all of a sudden, I get messages, and he's a Leeds fan, he's not an Ipswich fan, but that's like it's made the big news on the Athletic, and the Athletic, he said to me, are usually quite solid with their answers in terms of where they get the information from. They wouldn't just put up an article or just put up some random news for no reason. It has to have solid information, solid background of where it's come from. We saw it last weekend, boys. When we saw that WhatsApp message, which said everything on there, you think, well, that just sounded too good to be true. But then now, even the big news outlets are talking about it now. It is adamant it's going to happen, but again, I won't believe it until I actually see it in writing, because
That's what I said.
at the end of the day, you cannot tell if it's ever gonna if it's gonna go through properly or not. You know, the owner's going to be the one person who can change all this, and if he ends up just saying it's not going to happen, then we're back to square one again.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. So do you not think this is realistic then? Do you think Ipswich fans should be getting excited about this or not?
Me personally, I'm getting a little bit excited.
Yeah.
As Ramondo
Right.
just said, and I just said and agreed with him, like, there's no point getting, how can I put a word, like, wowed. Yeah, overconfident, like wowed that the news is going to be Ipswich is going to be taken over until we officially see it wherever the social media posts it. Then you think, oh my god, our club is just been taken over. What's happened? You know, like, geez, I can't believe it.
Yeah. Coxie, what do you make of it? Do you think we should be getting
Well,
excited over this?
Well, obviously, all us Ipswich fans are going to get excited, aren't we? But we're seeing takeovers. Like, it's been a few. It's been a crap 10 years, isn't it? We're on the market,
really has.
but obviously going to get excited by it. But as most Ipswich fans are saying, believe it when you see it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, okay. So let's move on then. So if this takeover is successful and it does, you know, it happens, can you see it working positively? And
Well, it's going to take time.
It will take time.
It will take time.
But can we expect the new owner though to do a better job than Evans?
Well, that won't be straight away.
Who can't?
It's going to be like a good couple of three or 4 years. You know,
Yeah.
It's very important to know that whenever someone takes over a club, it's not going to be you'll win every game. It's not going to be the perfect story behind it all. It's going to be like it's going to take time for them to settle and understand what's going on. Apparently, the debts can be paid. I mean, apparently it's already been paid. Apparently, I don't know. Like I say, I don't know if it's true or not. We don't know the full story behind the scenes. We can only go by what we've been told from like some reliable news outlets at the moment. But I'm just saying, if like for any club, like I can think of quite a few clubs which got a new owner recently and stuff like that. Not recently, but like going back 1 or 2 years ago. And you've only got to look at clubs like I'm not going to put them into perspective, but Huddersfield, they were able to get their owner in, and they got a manager who was from like a completely different country. It took about a season or two, and they went up to the Premier League. A lot of clubs, it's depending on really how much the owner really wants to invest and how much he wants to put into the club. Because I know for a fact that Evans did put some money in at the start, but then he lost out quite a bit when it came down to the.
Can I pause you there? We've got a comment here, and I want you to elaborate on this comment. What do you make of this? So TPO has put, you have an owner who's paid all your debts off, and now your fan base is turning on him. It's disappointing to see. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, look, we don't know if that's completely true yet. I mean, yes, we're hearing it from the Athletic, but if you're looking at how he's been with the club, in the last 10 years, what have we achieved as a club? When he came to talk to us in 2017-18 season, right? Or was it 18-19? I can't remember what year it was. It's when Hurst came. It would have been 18-19. What did we achieve that season when he projected us to do, to do well, and all these targets he was doing, he wanted to meet? We ended up getting relegated. He was pressured to make a decision in November. Manager gone, out the door, and then we got Lambert in. And guess what he does after a year of having him in, with us getting relegated? He pens a 5-year contract on him. I mean, what's that? What's that all about? For me, I understand what that guy's coming out with there. About the fact that he's we should be happy he's paying the debt off, but he's made quite a few errors. We know he's made lots of errors. He's been adamant to keep this manager for so long now, right? And he's not willing to change. He said, "Be careful what you wish for" to the fans. I mean, what owner even says that to their own fans? If you're going to be close, and as an owner, you have to have a good link with the fans. You've only got to look at like teams like Leeds. Their owners always talking about stuff, always enlightening them, and they see all the background. They've got a documentary. They've talked all about it. They know everything which is going on in the club. We don't, because there's a massive divide between the fans and also the people at the hierarchy of the football club, and it's sad to see it. And people who say, "Oh, you've got an owner who's paying off your debts." Look, look, you've only got to look at how much damage it's done to the club. This is the least it could have been doing to our club right now.
But he wants to keep a 5% stake in it, so what's the problem?
Exactly. I mean,
it's like an argument with your next door neighbour, isn't it? Like Evans and us fans. He doesn't care what we say. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
All right. Little statistic. You probably boys already know this, but Marcus Evans, he took over Ipswich in 2007, and he was adamant he'd get us into the Premier League. Okay.
Was that meant? No.
If this takeover is successful with these new owners, can you see them getting us into Premier League?
Who knows?
It's a very
you can't call it.
You can't just say that off the cuff. You know, I mean, we're talking about a guy who he owns. Is it Phoenix United or somewhere in USA? I mean, this is going to be a massive challenge for him. You know, he's going to be in England with a club which is wanting success. It's starved from success. You know, we as fans, apart from probably Smithy, have not seen us win anything as fans. Probably the best we've seen is playoffs and the relegation. You know, it's very difficult for people in our generation to sort of accept this. You know, everyone else, every other team has been to Wembley. We've not. You know, I'm not saying that's just a fact, isn't it? You know, we clearly have not challenged enough, and we've come so close, but we've not been able to meet targets and go up where we have been. And look where we find ourselves now. You know, this is what it's come down to. You know, you have to put the reliance on the owner, because if the owner's not, you know, prepared to, you know, get his money out and put it where his mouth is, you know, then at the end of the day, we find ourselves in a situation. And, you know, something could have been done. I still think something could have been done that season when we were in the Championship, that final season. But nothing was done. He panicked. He got rid, and he went for somebody who probably is more in favourable of showing off in front of his old club than probably he's managing us. So, there you are. You never know, do you?
Exactly. But I still, like as Ramondo's saying, I think if we do get taken over, it's not going to come straight away to success.
Yeah.
You've got to have the right mentality in the team. You've got to have the right players that want to play. They've got to learn to gel together. Like, look, for instance, look at Chelsea. Look, Lampard went in, got a few players, spent a load of money. He's failed. But now since this new guys took over of Chelsea, well, the manager, they're unbeaten.
It's a building process.
It is exactly that, Concy.
It's a very good point. Yeah, we're going to read some comments. Good luck to you guys from a Newcastle fan. Thank you, mate.
That's right.
It's all up in the air at the moment. It's all up in the air.
I mean, they had nearly a takeover, didn't they? And then all of a sudden, look what happened. You see, something similar could happen to us. Still, I'm just saying.
Theirs is still ongoing. I'm pretty sure. I think there's. In fact, if that Newcastle fan's still in there, let me know what's going on with the Newcastle takeover. Is anything happening there? Because I don't know. Newcastle's a bit all over the shop. Anyway, we've got a few more things to talk about. If you've got any questions on whether it's Ipswich or anything, get them in the comments. Remember to smash that like button, everyone. There's 130 of you in here. Please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new. Boys, Premier League football, do you think, obviously it's needed at Ipswich, it's needed at any club, but how long do you think the fans are willing to wait? Because it's been a long time since we've been there. Do you think... Yeah. How long do you think we're really willing to wait?
I think this could take 10 years.
I know it's going to be a long time.
It could take a long time.
Yeah.
You know, people were saying it could be done within a month, but I mean, it's not going to be straight away. There's loads of paperwork. There's lots of different things they have to go through before they can even think of doing this. You know, it's not straightforward. Pen to paper, boom, out the door, new takeover. There's loads of things you've got to consider before you even think of that. I think at the end of the day, you've only got to look at like loads of teams really who have like had takeovers completely fall through. And I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to be one of them. I'm still adamant that we will get a takeover. It's just how good and effective this takeover is going to be, if it's going to be worth it. That's how I see it. You know, I know we're very sick and tired of Evans, but you know, we need to sort of see some progression in this football club and see where it's going to be going. I think there's one good sort of example to that is you've only got to look at how well Barnsley are doing now. Barnsley were League One fodder about a good couple of years ago, and look at them now. Look at them; they're like 8th in the league in the Championship. Yeah, they're surprised loads of teams. They've been. I tell you what, they could be in contention of going up if you know. I'm not saying it could be this season, but it could be. You know, maybe next season they could be pushing probably for top 6. You know, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's just my interpretation. Now you can see the progression. You know, you saw it with Bournemouth. You know how quickly they went up after about a couple of years in the Championship from when they were in League One. So it's all down really to how much the owners want to spend time and invest in putting it into the club. It will take a progression. It will take time. So things are not going to be straightforward at first. But, you know, we are a family club, and I feel like we do need that family aspect back because we have been separated from the club quite a bit as fans, you know. I know we got a bit of that when Lambert came first, but, you know, ever since then, it's just been so depressing to support the football team having been through all this, you know.
Yeah. Barnsley were quite patient, though, weren't they? It took their time, and look where they are now.
Yeah. Look at them now. Look at them now. It's, you know, I mean, my housemate still goes on about the game against Leeds last season. You know, they were very close to getting a win off Leeds. You know, and Leeds were challenging for top place, first place at the time. You know, I think you've only got to look at how well they're progressed now, and they're actually, I think they're on like a 5-match unbeaten winning streak. So it just shows there's a plan there. There's ambition.
I think that brings me on to my next point. I was gonna mention, obviously, if we say we get new owners, say obviously the management changes, we don't obviously want it to be an unsustainable step up. Do you think would you rather things be done properly, and obviously the process is longer, but so say if we go up to the Premier League, would you rather it happen quickly, or would you rather it be like a slow progression?
Slowly.
I'm not even thinking the Premier League at the moment, mate. But
let's say the Championship then, for example. Would you rather us go up straight away, and there's that risk of obviously coming back down, or would you rather us take it step by step and slowly go up, and then
I'd gradually say step by step, but I'll let everyone else have their say as well. Obviously, I don't want to dictate.
It's a question for the comments as well. So
it's going to be step by step.
Yeah, it's not a thing that happens just like that. It's got to be.
I touched on it a little while ago, mate. It's not going to happen just like that, I'm afraid.
Exactly.
It's going to be a long process. Like probably Sunderland, like they've been taken over. That'll probably take them a while to get going again.
They've been in the league for about 3 years now. You know,
They might be back in the Premier League one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
It depends how your club is run at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's got to come from the top to bottom, and if that don't work, then you could be still sitting in here another 5 years from now. I don't want to say and curse that, but I'm just saying, you know, if we don't do something about that, then we could be seeing ourselves talking about this game and probably against Northampton Town in probably 5 years' time. So I hate to think of that, but you know, it could be that way if we don't be careful.
Yeah.
James, Luke Thomas messaged me about 4:30 saying he couldn't come on now, so. Yeah, he cancelled on me. So we thought we'd still do a show for you though. Right, we're going to move on to Paul Cook because you've obviously all heard, even the comments, new owners want to bring in Paul Cook. Okay, we don't know how reliable the source is, but I think Paul Cook's probably the most likely candidate. Do you think he'd be the right appointment?
Personally, I would like Paul Cook myself. But how do these owners know about Paul Cook? Have they done their research on Paul Cook? Why, you could ask the question, why have they not gone for someone bigger if they got some money? The likes of Eddie Howe, maybe, etc., etc., you know?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we are where we are for a reason. And I feel if we're going to get out of this league, you know, it's all right going for a big name manager, but I feel it's got to be somebody who's proven, who's done this already. And Paul Cook has done it already. He's done it with Wigan. You know, I'm not saying he's just done it with Wigan. He got Portsmouth up from League 2 as well. So his reputation is pretty good. Chesterfield as well. Wherever he's been, he's done well. And you think his track record can't be that bad, considering who we've got right now. You know, ever since Norwich, then it's been book with every other club. But I think now, like Paul Cook, I'd say would be a great appointment. People would say the Cowley brothers would also be great, but the Cowley brothers, even though they did all right with Lincoln. And they weren't there for a full season, though, because they got taken up by Huddersfield. But
that says it all.
Yeah.
This
is a great
Bristol season as well.
Great comment here from ITFC Tweedy.
Also, that comment.
Go on.
Go on. No, carry on. Sorry.
I was going to read. Paul Cook is big. He's turned down Cardiff and Sheffield Wednesday already. He's a Championship level manager.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
No,
that comment below though from Alex says Eddie Howe no chance. Don't even be in the drop of the Championship. Did he not go in the Championship with Bournemouth?
Yeah, he was. Eddie, if you talk about Eddie Howe, yeah, he was there from like how many years? He's been there for years. I think the only club
Yeah.
he was in between Bournemouth, it was just Burnley for about maybe a couple, probably one season or something. But then he'd been with Bournemouth ever since. You know,
Mm.
I think he was with Bournemouth for
Yeah.
how many years? You know, been there for years. He knew the club inside out though, and you think having that manager there for how many years? They got rid of him, you know, and they're out. They're now seventh in the league. This season, even though they got rid of their manager they had this season. I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if we're just focusing it back to Paul Cook, I don't know, like I say, you guys were very adamant, as well as I am, when you see him on Sky Sports, how much he literally looks like he wants to take the job up. I think he just hates to see a club decline like we are. Even
Yeah.
though we are 10th in the league and we're only 6 points off playoffs or whatever. There's still a chance for us to get in there. I'm not saying it's going to happen because it depends what Lambert does in the next couple of games and what the players do as well. But
Yeah.
again, Paul Cook would be a good sort of person to get in because I feel his sort of football would probably suit us. I don't know why, but I feel it will.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that sort of style. Yeah, his style of football was clearly done well for all these teams it's been at. So why can't it do well for us?
Yeah.
We've clearly got the players. They just aren't being nurtured correctly and mismanaged. So
Evans put, what happens if Cook doesn't do well? What happens there? I don't think you can look at it like that.
No.
Because
it's not. I mean, look, you can always look at the worst situation ever, but you won't know until he's there. He's been there for about maybe like 5 or 6 games, or maybe more than that. You can't judge him straight away. There's going to be a few dents in the road before you get there. It's not going to be a perfect ride. No manager in football would tell you like they've been through a whole season where they've been able to just win, and say that they can improve anything. There's always going to be improvements.
Yeah.
There's loads of improvements needed in that squad. Even though we beat Hull at the weekend, there's still loads of improvements needed. We've got 3 clean sheets already, in the last 3 games. There's still room for improvement in other areas like our attacking, for example, scoring more goals. If we're going to score more goals, that's a confidence factor for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having them players available and having them prevail for us every week. That's what we expect because they get paid a lot of money to be, part of our football club, and they should be delivering on the pitch.
what do you
I feel
reckon?
it.
What do you reckon? Go on, Jason.
No, I feel as well. Sorry, I feel as like when a new manager comes in, it lifts the morale in like the dressing room, on the pitch, off the pitch. There we go. But with the possibility of takeover, new owners and a new manager, it becomes more exciting, if you know what I mean, because you're then thinking across the border of, we don't know much about him. What's he going to do? Who's he going to bring in? How much is he going to spend?
And how much is the owner willing to give to him as well?
Yeah, this is what I mean. What's his future what's his plans for the future? How far does he want to take the club?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be like, this player doesn't want to play for this club because he doesn't want to be here. He can go. Or we need to get this player in because he looks incredible. Like fringe players from the Championship or loan players that's not making the first team in the Premier League, etc., etc.
I'm just saying, like, you've only got to look at how bad our football club is right now with the fact that 2 of our main players who've scored one of them scored about 4 goals already this season and is a midfielder, demoted to the under-23s. If Paul Cook was managing that team, I can guarantee you now, those players will probably be in the starting 11 or in contention of starting, because you can see the attitude clearly gone. You see it when Judge was going to come on against, I think it was Northampton. He was shaking his head before he came on. There's loads of problems in that club which we're not being talked about. It's under the carpet. It's making out to be not as good as it was. Not as good as it actually looks like when you look at the bigger picture. But I'm just saying, we need a new structure. We need a new plan. We need new ambition.
Yeah.
The ambition's gone out the window.
Mm.
All of our management staff, all of our
dead.
management staff, literally are saying, top half is all right. I think myself. I don't know if you really know how the fans feel about that because we want to see our team achieving more than that.
Yeah, I agree.
Those players are more than capable to be doing this, Alex. More than capable if they're nurtured the right way, put in the right positions, and not mismanaged.
Do you think though the whole City game? Because I feel like the players know that something. Obviously, they know.
Mate,
But,
people know, mate. They, of course, they're going to know because they're in the loop. They play for the club.
Yeah.
They've got a right to know what's happening.
But I spoke to my mum earlier, and she thinks that the players are playing for the new potential owners. What do you make of that? Do you think the players know there's new owners? Do you think it's already sort of set in stone?
You go for this instance. I think Coxie, did you post that picture of Chambo?
Yeah.
You go by that picture, for instance, where Chambers is like this and like looking up like that. You know. ...
was the caption, wasn't it?
What do you mean by that? Do you mean as in, thank you, Evans? You're going to the? Is that towards the new owners, mate? It could be anything.
But this is what frustrates me. They need to talk to us fans. We need to know. We need to know what's going on.
They don't, mate. That's the trouble. The board, or anyone in that situation does not talk to the fans anymore.
Yeah.
This is what we need in a new owner. An owner that can come out and talk to us fans and tell us what's going on.
Yeah. New CEO is rumoured to be Bristol City CEO Mark Ashton. We know that Brett Johnson has recently followed Bristol on Twitter and Ipswich. So.
I heard it. I heard it.
Sorry?
Paz isn't getting him in. Apparently he's not good.
Who? Mark Ashton.
That Bristol City person. Apparently he's not that great.
Yeah, we'll see. But obviously we saw as well about Evans. Do you know what he said, Coxie? I think it was on TWTD. Wasn't there an article about Evans? He doesn't actually want to sell up.
The way you look at it, he's not going to come out and say, "Oh, I'm selling out this, that." He's not going to say that, is he? Let's be honest.
Nah.
No.
He's going to play it down, isn't he?
Yeah.
Everything's got to be kept on the download because if not, too much will get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's already been adamant saying like I'm not going to be selling the club. Well, I mean, so what's all this news about then? You know, what is going on? You know, as football fans, we're still questioning. You know, it's still ongoing. We don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's just a red herring. You know, we don't know.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, if anyone's got any questions or comments, comment them down below. We are gonna talk about Doncaster soon. Tonight's show is going to be a bit of a short one because it's Friday. We've got to get ready for the big stream tomorrow. Doncaster stream will be tomorrow. So I hope to see you all in that one. But yeah, get your questions in. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, there's a red subscribe button down there somewhere. Please subscribe and smash that thumbs up button for me as well. Boys, should we move on to the Doncaster then, to the game? Should we do a little preview for it now?
Can do.
Yeah.
Or has anyone got any more anything else they want to add on the whole takeover situation and the Paul Cook situation?
Get any questions in. Does anyone want to talk about it?
Any questions? Yeah, if anyone wants to talk about it, I think we should let them sort of see what they think as well.
Yeah. Evan Manister's put, not saying I don't like Cook, but what about a manager that has a track record of promotions from League One and the Championship, like Ian Holloway or someone like that?
Nah.
No.
You don't want an Ian Holloway. This is what I touched down on earlier, like with Eddie Howe, etc., etc. But as Ramondo said, Paul Cook's track record is not bad.
That's what we can afford.
But yeah, exactly. It's what you can afford that you can do a job on a budget if there is a budget there. But you look at Lambert's record after Norwich. Just says it all.
It's funny they mentioned Holloway now because actually, weirdly enough, I don't mind mentioning this, but I actually wanted Ian Holloway to succeed Hurst, believe it or not. And the reason why I did was because actually, as a championship manager, he wasn't actually that bad, Holloway. But then obviously recently, you've only got to learn of what he done at Grimsby, and there's a lot of problems there. I don't know about, like, say, the board weren't getting on with him and he weren't getting on with the board. You know, lots of stuff happened behind the scenes. And I, as much as I like Holloway, he's a funny guy. He clearly, obviously, knows a lot about football because he's a proven manager. I just don't think he'll be best fit for us right now. We need somebody like Paul Cook. I know why people keep saying, why you keep asking about Paul Cook? Why you keep picking him? Well, it's because Paul Cook, he would suit our football club to the core. That team needs drive. We don't have enough of that right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's another
players
comment
that play for the badge.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
completely.
South Central transport enthusiast. Got a feeling this new owner will be like Michael Eisner at Pompey. American owners don't like to spend much, but Eisner puts the interest of Pompey before anything else. I don't think you can sort of. I don't know. I think
everyone's different.
You can't
Owners are different.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't go and say, "Oh, every American owner is not going to spend this, that." They're all different.
It's how much they've got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Right. Any more comments? I have not met Caden Jackson. No. I want the comments.
This structure, doesn't it? It really does.
It does. Yeah. But hopefully we can, hopefully we can see change. The fans want it, and I think the news today has been a bit of a lift for all the fans, and it's given us a bit of hope. But like I said, it's not confirmed until it's the words are out.
Really.
Not unless it's in writing. It's not confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you saw in that article, it could happen as soon as next month, and we've got to wait and see, haven't we? Question here: should Skuse and Chambers get new deals? They're both getting old, aren't they?
I don't feel a new deal would be right, really. We need to, as much as they've served the club, and we can all say this on hand on heart, they've served the club for years, but they have served it well. It's a shame they haven't been part of the success that we could have got in terms of going up to a different league or whatever. But it's time for change. Those people can still be part and pinnacle of the coaching maybe of our football team, but on the football pitch, we need to let the youngsters or new players who are actually playing well and deservedly be in their positions, like Ken Locke and so on from there. We should let them have the breakthrough now, because they're the ones coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones coming through.
Ipswich actually got a following in the States. Well, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe we do.
I mean, we have a following in Indonesia, don't we? Or is it, Indonesia from...
We've got quite a few following.
Elkin Baggett, yeah. Right, Evan. Elkin Baggett, I love. Yeah, he's a good player, I think. Right, Evan's put, which former player could you bring back if you had a choice?
Oh,
who are we saying?
Are we just talking like how recent, like?
I say in the last 5 years.
In the last 5 years.
McGoldrick.
Are we? Yeah, McGoldrick's quality, weren't he?
I mean, you have your Murphys, you have your McGoldricks, you have your. I suppose you could also mention your Berras as well, because Berra was solid.
Yeah, he was solid.
I mean, he scored a heck of. I mean, Smith and Berra together were like the goal.
Yeah.
They were literally scoring enough every game, weren't they? At one
Alex
point.
Bruce weren't too bad either.
He weren't bad either. No. But if it's one player, if we have to margin it down to one player, I mean, there's quite a lot of good players in our team. I feel now we're just in need of an actual leader, really. I know
I'd have to bring Holland back as a leader.
Holland, yeah, I think Holland would be very, very beneficial for us right now. I still think we're also lacking a prolific goal scorer. I think if you can get like an Alan Lee or a Pablo Canyago in that team, get some more goals for us. We haven't got enough goals at the moment.
Jordan Spence.
Millwall away 4-3.
Bielikowski.
He's not doing bad for Millwall. James Howe as well.
Kevin Brew.
I'll tell you what, Kevin Brew was so underrated for us.
Yeah.
He notched up 90 appearances for our football club. I mean, did anyone know that? I mean, he played loads of games.
Didn't realise
fit Johnny Walters was decent as well.
Yeah, he did. Second, sorry.
Fit Johnny Walters.
Yeah, on his day.
David
really
Delaney, Gareth McCauley.
Waghorn was only there for one season, but flipping heck, he was brilliant, weren't he?
He was really good.
Yeah. Anyway, boys, I think we should move on to the Doncaster preview. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no.
Lovely. Right then, so we've got a little overlay. Okay, Ipswich Town face Doncaster Rovers tomorrow at Portman Road. I will be live on YouTube from around 2:30 p.m. I believe tomorrow, or 2:15. I'm still yet to decide. But it's a big game. Can we get the 3 points? I don't know. I'm confident. If we play like we did against Hull City on Tuesday evening, I believe we can get the win. But boys, how do you all feel going into tomorrow's game?
I feel like we need to sort of put the cherry on the cake here. We need to get ourselves. We've got to prove to all these teams in our league right now we can get another win on the bounce against the top side. Doncaster, they've been a bit of dip in form. They've not been great lately. But then again, we've been. I think we've won. I think we've been unbeaten for 5 out of 6 games in our last 6 or something. We have a chance tomorrow to really put to bed, that dampener of top 7 defeats this season. And we've got a very hard run in. We need to this is a pinnacle game tomorrow. I don't think people realise how pinnacle the game is. You know,
Yeah.
if we're gonna start climbing up that table, you know, I mean, I couldn't care less, you know, about the manager or whatever. It's about the team. It's about the team, how they perform, and getting them results. Getting a 1-0 away at Hull, no one expected that. I mean, I'm saying it now.
Yeah.
I think we can beat Doncaster, but it's all depending on two things: the lineup and how the players are playing on the day. Because if the players not wanting it, like they don't like as many of the games we've seen this season, some of them are not even turned up and not shown enough. When we've gone a goal up, we haven't even, you know, gone forward any more than that and just sat back. You know, I think if we're going to get anything out of this game, we've got to make sure that we, you know, there's a good lineup, same lineup again, and just do exactly what we did against Hull. You know, Doncaster will have different tactics. You know, they've got Darren Moore in charge, ex-Premier League manager, you know, with West Brom. He didn't do too bad. He notched quite a good few wins against top sides when he was there. When he was, even though West Brom went down, I mean, you can question the appointment when he came anyway, because he came quite late and didn't give him enough time. But I think, like anything, I think they did hammer us 4-1, and I think that was our first actual loss of the season, because we've been on an unbeaten run, didn't we? But I think, in all honesty, tomorrow, I can see us winning the game if we play the same team and go about with it the way we did against Hull. But we do need to have that cushion of another goal, because that 1-0 was very treading in water at times. I'll tell you that now. So
it was
a 2-1, I reckon, could be on the cards tomorrow. But I could change my prediction when I see the lineup. So
yeah. We're going to talk about lineups. A lot of people think there's going to be change. Okay, if we let's go. I think we should go through and say the lineup we'd play.
Right.
Alex, mate, you go first because you're top left.
Me, I'm going to go in goal Holy, left back Kenlock, right back Matheson needs to play, I think. Centre back Wilson, and I'd probably put Wolfenden with Wilson.
Right.
I'd probably go for a 4-4-2. I'd go. I think Gwion Edwards is probably match fit now. I'd play Gwion on the left.
Yeah, he's on the left. Isn't
Centre mids, I'd go for Flynn, Downs, and Bishop. Up front, I'd go Parrott and Norwood, and on the right, I'd. Dear, Luke Thomas isn't fit yet, is he?
Lancaster.
Lancaster on the right, yeah. I think
He needs to give him a chance, man.
Oh, of course.
100%.
Yeah.
That's how I'd set up. I'd go 4-4-2 because it works, and it went to showing. Well, against Hull, we played two up front, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think.
What?
So,
who's next then? Who's next?
I'd
Are we
go
going Coxey or Smithy?
Me personally, I'll probably stick to the same team it played at the weekend.
Yeah. Safe bet, I feel.
Yep.
I know it's a bit of a gamble, but I feel like we've been all right. We've not conceded the goal in the last 3 games. Why change it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Keep that momentum going.
Maybe we stick with the team. Maybe we stick with it then.
I mean, you know what Lambert's like. It's always rotation, isn't it? Every other game. I mean, I'm surprised he kept with some similar team against Oxford, you know, when we played Hull. So clearly worked.
Yeah.
I know Hull were poor, but, you know, you never know what team's going to be like until you play them, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Right. I don't want anyone to make their predictions tonight. I want to save that for tomorrow's stream. I'm actually quite tired tonight, which is why I'm not the most energetic. But boys, I think we can wrap it up there unless you want to talk about anything else.
I think we've hit the nail on the wood there. Let's talk about Netflix.
I think we've covered most of the things. I've also done a video on it as well, so go and check out the video that went up earlier today, about 5 hours ago. So go check it out. I spoke about the takeover in that, and boys, you got any more words before we wrap it up?
No, I think that's good for me, mate.
Up the town. Hopefully, we can get those 3 points tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully a big win on the way if we can get it.
Cool.
Hopefully.
And all of these, I think Smithy, you're not sure if you're coming on tomorrow, are you? All right.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna end it here, boys. I'll speak to you in a sec.
Yeah.
And yeah, boys and girls, that's it. Okay, a bit of a shorter live stream tonight. Didn't want to make it too long because we've all got stuff to be doing. I've got some stuff to do for tomorrow's stream. Please tune into tomorrow's stream because it's a big game. Ipswich Town against Doncaster Rovers. Can we get the 3 points? It's a big one. It is a really big game. Okay. We're at Portman Road. We've got I'd say home advantage, but obviously there's no fans there, so there's not a major advantage. But I need to rest up tonight. I need to be ready for the stream tomorrow. It's a big one. All the boys will be here tomorrow. Ramondo, Coxie, Smithy, like he's just said, he's not sure yet. Harvey will be on the stream tomorrow as well. So get ready for it, all right? Please, if you are new to the stream, there's a red subscribe button down there. Please smash that red subscribe button for me because we're getting closer to 14,000 subscribers every single day. And it's tough, okay? I'm putting a lot of work into YouTube and it's tough. It's tough. So please smash that red subscribe button. It's down there. It's below Paul Cook's face, I think. So please hit that red subscribe button if you haven't. Smash the thumbs up button for me as well. And next week as well on Griffriday. That sounds weird saying that. Griffriday podcast next week. Episode 2. We will have a special guest joining us. And I think it's quite an insane guest, all right? I'm not going to say who it is. I might tell you in the stream tomorrow. If you join the stream tomorrow, you might find out. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see how I feel. Anyway, thanks for watching this stream, everyone. Have a great evening. Be sure to tune into the stream tomorrow. We've got a big stream lined up. And Donny Rovers. Let's have it. See you all tomorrow.